He's Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Talk live on NBC Sports Radio every weekday from noon until 3 Eastern. And watch Pro Football Talk on NBCSN weekdays starting at 6 Eastern. Hi, Mike.
Dan, how are you? I'm a little upset today.
Uh-oh.
I thought Fritzy and I were close.
He didn't ask you to do a video tribute to his son, Bar Mitzvah?
No, I would have declined, but I at least would have liked to have been asked.
Do you realize how many people – I'm going to make you feel worse. Do you know how many people he asked to be in the video?
Oh, I'd say the over-under is 3 digits.
200.
Oh, my gosh.
I think Paul Burmeister was asked to be in the video, though, and Peter King.
Wow. Thanks, Fritzy.
I apologize for that. That was an oversight on my part.
I think Schefter and Mortensen and John Clayton were also asked.
That makes it even worse.
Was Jay Glazer asked to be in that video, Fritzy?
I did not ask
okay.
Jay, but I should have.
Do you think you could take Schefter in a fight, Mike?
Yeah, probably.
You could take
I don't fight.
I know, but if you have to.
If I had to, yeah, I could.
What about Glazer?
No, absolutely not. No.
All right, that's all I wanted to know, Mike.
Yeah. All right, good. Good talking to you.
All right, the call at the end of the game here. Did you know the rule when you saw it? The play?
I knew something wasn't right when K.J. Wright batted the ball out of the end zone.
Now, that's not a yes.
I didn't know the rule.
Okay.
But I knew something wasn't right. And it's like, why aren't they saying anything about the ball being batted out of the end zone? So I started looking at the rule book, and I thought maybe it was a safety. I thought that would possibly be the outcome of this, that it would be 13-12, and the Seahawks then free kick from their own 20. And then once Jerry Austin came on and explained the rule, I found the provision in the rule book, and it's plain as day. It's in there that loose ball in the end zone batted out is an illegal bat, and that's that, and it should have been flagged. And then we started finding examples just in the past couple of years where that rule's been called. I think it was unfortunate you had guys like Steve Young and Ray Lewis on there acting like this is some new creation that got brought out of mothballs or just popped up out of nowhere that no one had ever heard about before, because I think that adds to audience confusion. It's not a rule that is never used. It's been used. It's not used all the time, but it's not some new thing. And the Seahawks benefited from the fact that the official was looking right at it and didn't throw the flag.
Should it have been reviewable?
Oh, it should be reviewable. Here's the problem with the NFL's approach to replay review. They made a fairly small list of things that are subject to replay review when they put replay back in 10, 15 years ago, whenever it was. And then they just kind of sit back and they wait for embarrassing incidents where replay isn't available, and they say, oh, maybe we should add that to the list. So they go back and they add that one. And then they wait for the next embarrassing incident, and, oh, replay's not available. Well, maybe we should add that one to the list. Why don't they? And the owners are meeting in New York today. It's a perfect opportunity to do it. You set up a committee with 4 or 5 people, and you say, guys, get the rule book, look at every page, look at every line. Let's find every situation where something could happen, and we have to say to the world, oh, sorry, it's not reviewable. And let's decide whether or not it's reviewable. Or let's adopt the Bill Belichick suggestion that if you want to throw the red flag in any situation, anything is reviewable by replay, and if there's conclusive video evidence, you overturn it.
Is it just a coincidence that we only had one flag thrown in the first half? In the last couple of Monday nights, John Gruden has been railing against the officials and the number of flags being thrown?
See, I got a problem with people complaining about penalties because it's not like the officials are just out there saying, I feel like taking this yellow handkerchief out of my pocket and throwing it onto the field just for exercise purposes. If there's a blatant foul committed, then you have to throw the flag. Now, you'd have to look at how many of them are judgment calls and how many of it is stuff that like a hold away from the point of attack and, well, you really don't need to throw the flag here because it had nothing to do with the play. But when you've got like a blatant face mask, what are you supposed to do, not call it? So every time John Gruden complains about the penalties, I cringe a little bit because it comes off as anti-officials, but the players are the ones who are committing the fouls. So I don't think it's quite that simple to make it look like the officials just are trying to take control of the game and make it not enjoyable.
Think you could take Gruden?
That one, yeah, I don't know. I think he's a little bit of a fake tough guy, though, frankly.
Really?
We're not on the air, are we?
No, we're not on the air. So Gruden's
I've said that. I'm on the record. I've said that before on the air in Philadelphia, so that's why I wasn't hesitant to say it again.
So you think you could take Gruden?
Now, I don't know. That one would be closer. That one would be close. So that one may go to the judges.
If he wears the visor, Mike, it's go time, though. And I might go Gruden. If he has the visor on, I might go Gruden.
Well, you can't read his eyes then. You don't know which way he's coming from. If he pulls it down real tight, you don't know whether he's coming left or right or what he's going to do.
Well, he might be a fake tough guy because Gruden, like me, went to the University of Dayton. So just letting you know.
Yeah, those Carnegie Mellon guys they're real brawlers. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's next for Miami? Bigger picture with being who's gonna be the shiny new expensive toy that they'll bring in as their coach?
Well, here's what they need to do. They better be darn sure, Dan, whoever they offer the job to takes it. Because they've got a bad history over the last 5 years of going after guys they don't get. They wanted Jim Harbaugh, they didn't get him. They wanted Jeff Fisher, they didn't get him. They wanted Peyton Manning to be the quarterback/offensive coordinator. They didn't get him. They had people just running away from them when they were trying to hire a general manager. And now they have a general manager nobody even talks about, Dennis Hickey. It's like he's not even there. They need to be sure that who they want wants them before they ever start down the path of making the offer. They can't come off as a team that no one wants to work for, and I think that's going to be the challenge. They have a head start now, and one of the problems of having an interim head coach, you'll see artificial improvement in the team because the players are going to realize, you know what, we better play well for this guy and get him the job so we can stay. If there's a new coach, who knows what's going to happen. And so I think we'll see them improve. Will it be enough to get Dan Campbell the job? I don't know. I think it would be a mistake just to assume that you give this guy the job. But they better get whoever they decide that they want. They better be sure they can get that guy.
You just bring back Nick Saban. That's what you do, Mike.
Oh, God. But you know what? I think Saban would go to a team like the Colts. When he talked about Drew Brees, if Drew Brees had gone to Miami and he'd still be the coach of the Dolphins, which I don't think anybody really believes, but the idea that if Saban had a team with a franchise quarterback, he would go. And that's, now Ryan Tannehill, I think, is potentially in trouble because every coach wants his own quarterback. And a new coach isn't going to look at Ryan Tannehill and say, this is Peyton Manning, I must keep him. New coach is going to have a plan to get his own quarterback in there at some point.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, see you, pal.
That's tough guy Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Talk live on NBC Sports Radio starting at noon Eastern, and Pro Football Talk on NBCSN weeknights at 6 Eastern.